So, Sos, what happened to the cabinet? They disappeared. And start. The 10th day of the third special session of the 21st Congress will now come to order. May we all rise for a moment of silent prayer. Okay, Chief Clerk, roll call.
Senator Aritos, Senator Christian, Senator Figuer, Senator Coland, Floor Leader Harper, Senator Conman, Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Neth, Senator Pollack, Senator Perman,
Amen.
Senator Romulo, Senator Usamal, Senator Wally, Speaker Simina.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, 13 members are present.
We have quorum to transact business this morning. Floor Leader Harper.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and good morning to you and all honorable members, staff, and members of the audience. I move again to dispense with the reading of the journal.
It's been moved and seconded that we dispense with the reading of the journal. Those in favor say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. We now dispense with the reading of the journal. Next item, Chief Clerk.
Item 5, Mr. Speaker, Presidential Communications. We're in receipt of number 21-161.
Okay, assign that, Chief Clerk. Next item.
Item 6, FSM Supreme Court Communications. None, Mr. Speaker.
Sorry, Mr.
Continue.
Speaker.
Continue.
Item 7, Member Communications. None, Mr. Speaker. Item 8, Departmental Communications. Also none. Item 9, Agency or Governmental Authority Communications. None. Item 10, State Communications, who in receipt of number 21-14.
Sign that. Bert, sign it.
Item 11, State Supreme Court Communications, none, Mr. Speaker. Item 12, Municipal or Town Communications, also none. And item 13, Foreign Government Communications, none, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. Order of the day. Item 14.
Point of privilege, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, state your point, Floor Leader Harbert.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am expecting a list from our Assistant PAO for those who are observing our session this morning, but since he has not given me one, I would like to ask this Congress just to welcome and recognize all the individuals who are observing our session this morning, and most especially, I want us to give special recognition to two of my former colleagues in the legislature, the Honorable President of the Senate, Isidro Joram, and Charles Rialon. Please give them a big round of applause.
Chairman Coolant.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I join my good floor leader to recognize, I think 2 or 3 of my constituents. They are observing our session this morning. Senator Esa and Anselmo, Daniel, and as well as Charles Rialog is my labor when we were in the legislature, and we always join the ladies' night. Thank you very much.
Mr. Speaker,
Yes, Vice Speaker Moses,
I wish to rise to a point of privilege.
please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We have 2 ladies who have flown in from Pohnpei. One is a relative of mine, also the wife of Chairman Perman, Katmataon Sokes, or Yuki Perman. May we give her a... And the other one is also a relative through my wife's side. She's also accompanying her husband, who's in the gallery, and that's the sister of Chairman Neth, Bermi Yamada. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Vice Speaker Moses, for introducing those ladies. I'm very grateful because if it weren't for them, I wouldn't have Sagao last night. So, special appreciation for that. Thank you. Any other point of privilege? Chairman
Speaker.
Coleman? Oh, Chairman Romulo first.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning to you and members. And I wish everybody a good morning with a good mood. And I rise on a point of privilege to introduce 2 individuals who's in the gallery this morning. And I ask that we give them a collective round of applause. And I begin with James Knight, who is also a delegate to the upcoming Constitutional Convention, and the FSM Election Commissioner in Chuk, Justo Locoboy. Thank you.
Okay, Chairman Coleman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Again, I would like to follow suit with my my good colleagues in also recognizing some very important constituents of mine who are also observing our session this morning. But before I do, I would like to also convey my appreciation to the Honorable Floor Leader in recognizing former Senator, the Honorable Charles Rialon. In addition to that, I also would like to recognize former senator, and I believe Assistant to the Governor, Aris Ruben. Captain Pia Nanoto is also in the gallery. May I my dear friend who's also observing our session this morning, I'm sorry I forgot his last name, but he's one of the police officers for the Chuk State Department of Public Safety. And I believe former Mayor of Uman, Campo Nakashima, is also observing our session this morning. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman Coleman. So, to all of you constituents from Chuk who are here, whom this four gentlemen from Chuk missed to introduce, I would like to just take this moment to ask Congress to also give you recognition by a round of applause. Can we please give them a round of applause? Thank you very much, Chief Clerk. Next item.
Speaker, point of privilege.
Continue, Floor Leader Harbor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On behalf of myself and Vice Speaker, I want to express our disappointment and jealousy that we're not given any Maramar this morning.
To your job pages. Okay. Chief Clerk, continue.
Short recess, Mr. Speaker.
Short recess, subject to call of the chair.
Are we
Chief Clerk, continue.
For standing committee reports, Mr. Speaker, we have an awaiting list number 21-16.
Okay, members, take a look at that and short recess, subject to call of the chair. There's only one report. We're still on the awaiting list, 21-16, Chairman Wally.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning to you, members, and everyone in the gallery this morning. I move to withdraw and place Standing Committee Report number 21-35 on today's calendar for action.
It's been moved and seconded that Standing Committee Report number 21-35 be placed on the Standing Committee Reports calendar for our action. For Leader Harbor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move to suspend any relevant rule that may impede our action on the said report, especially the 24-hour waiting period.
Any second? It's been moved and seconded that the relevant rules, specifically the rules prohibiting, requiring a 24-hour waiting period for reports be suspended. Those in favor of that motion say yes.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. The relevant rules are suspended at this point. Let's vote on the motion. Those in favor of the motion to place Standing Committee Report number 21-35 on the Standing Committee Report calendar for action, say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Standing Committee Report 21-35 is now placed on the Standing Committee Reports calendar. Chairman Wale.
Move for adoption of the said report.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt Standing Committee Report number 21-35. Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. Discussion on the report. Any discussion? Chairman Wale?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The report is about the nominee that is up for the position of Deputy Secretary of the Department of External Affairs. The nominee has served in many different capacities in that department and is very well qualified for that position and is very able and willing to serve in that capacity. So please, I ask that when we come to the resolution, that everyone support this nominee. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman Wale, for the explanation of the report. Any other discussion? If none, there's no objection. Debate is closed on the report. Let's vote. Those in favor of adoption of the outstanding Committee report number 21-35, say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Standing Committee report number 21-35 is adopted by Congress. Next report, Chief Clerk.
There are none, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. Next item.
Mr. Speaker, the next item is item 15, Special Committee Reports. There are none.
Next item.
Item 16, Assignment of Measures and Communications. We have a referral, sheet number 21-37.
Okay, Chairman and members, look at that for your planning purposes. Next item.
Item 17, Unfinished Business. There are none, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, item 18, bill calendar, first bill.
Mr. Speaker, the first bill is CB number 21-103 for second reading. CB number 21-103. It's a bill for an act to amend Public Law number 20-95 as amended by Public Laws numbers 20-173 and 21-47 by amending Section 5 thereof to change the use of funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs for the people of Chuk State and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
Move for the passage of the bill on second and final reading.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading, CP number 21-103. Discussion. Any discussion?
Speaker,
Chairman Orsimol.
I was singing so hard last night, now I can hardly talk. But anyway, I believe, Mr. Speaker, if I'm not mistaken, there is a written, duplicated, and printed floor amendment, which is in your package. So I move for the adoption of the amendment.
It's been moved and seconded that the offer for amendments to CP 21-103 offered by Chairman Orsimol be adopted. For Leader Harbor.
Thank you again, Mr. Speaker, and again, I move to suspend any relevant rule that may impede our action on the said amendment.
It's been moved and seconded that the relevant rules, specifically the rules prohibiting substantive amendments on second and final reading, be suspended. Those in favor of that motion say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. So those relevant rules are not suspended at this point. So discussion on the offered short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. Chairman Roosevelt.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I move that the proposed amendment be deferred to the end of the calendar.
Second.
It's moved and seconded that said proposed for amendment be deferred to the end of the bill calendar. Those in favor of the motion say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. So, because of that, the bill itself, 21-103, is moved to the end of the bill calendar. Next bill, Chief Clerk.
Excuse me. Mr. Speaker, we have CP number 21-84 for second reading. CP number 21-84, it's a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 20-178 as amended by Public Laws numbers 21-01, 21-07, 21-36, and 21-53 by amending sections 3 and 4 thereof to change the use of funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs for the people of Koshai and Pohnpei states and for other purposes.
Okay, Chairman Figueroa.
So move.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading CP number 21-84. Discussion.
Speaker.
Proceed, Chairman Mully.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have a floor amendment that I wish to offer to the said bill.
Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. We're on discussion of 21-84. Chairman Mully, you still have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Because of its length, I would defer reading of this said amendment. And copies have been duplicated and distributed to members, and there is also an amendment that I would like
Offer a motion for adoption.
move for adoption of the said amendment.
It's been moved and seconded that the offered floor amendments to CB 21-84 offered by Chairman Willie be adopted. The relevant rules are still suspended up to this point, so discussion on the offered floor amendments. Chairman Willie, you still have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would further amend the said amendment by amending on page 1, item 6, sub-item C, students financial assistance, $10,000.
Okay, there is an
So moved.
oral amendment. It's been moved and seconded that the offered oral amendments to the proposed floor amendments be adopted. Discussion on the offered oral amendments. If none, if there's no objection, discussion is closed on that. So let's vote. Those in favor of the offered oral amendments to the proposed floor amendments, say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. The offered oral amendments to the proposed floor amendments are adopted. Okay, continue discussion on the offer for amendments as orally amended.
Question.
Questions being called for. If there's no objection, debate is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of adoption of the offer for amendments as orally amended, say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. The offered amendments are adopted. We have CT 1. Any further discussion on draft 1? If none,
Speaker,
yes, Chairman Net.
thank you, Speaker. I have an amendment to offer. I so move for its adoption.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the offer for amendments by Chairman Net be adopted. Short recess, subject to the call of the chair. There is that offer for amendments to CB 21-84 CD1 offered by Chairman Ned. Because of its length, we will dispense with its reading, and the relevant rules are still suspended up to this point. So discussion on the offered floor amendments by Senator Ned. Any discussion? If none, if there's no objection, debate is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of adoption of the offer for amendments to CP 21-84 CT1 offered by Senator Ned, say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. The offered four amendments by Senator Ned are adopted. We have CT2 now. Any further discussion on CT2?
Mr. Speaker,
Senator Christian,
move for a long recess.
move for short recess, subject to call of the chair. Okay. Congress is back in session. I still have the floor. Senator Christian.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I also have proposed amendment to the bill in front of Congress now. The amendment had been distributed on the 27th of November. I move that that amendment be adopted.
Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. We're still discussing CP number 21-84, CD2, and there is proposed for amendments to CP. There are two proposed for amendments to CP number 21-84, CD2 by Senator Christian. Senator Christian, you have the floor.
To help the members follow through on my amendments, the amendment that is being offered now is the one that has 3 items to be amended.
Okay. All right, there was, make it a motion. Have you moved? Okay, good. There's a motion that offered for amendment to CP number 21-84, CD2 by Senator Christian. That one, which has a specific date, 11/27/19. 3 items in there. Because of its length, it's a short one. I will ask Chief Clerk to read that into the record journal. Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, we have a floor amendment to CP number 21-84, CD2, offered by Senator Peter M. Christian. Item 1 of his amendment on page 4, line 23, delete, and I quote, Marau, Kitty, Dredging, and Landfill, and insert Pohnpei Circumferential Road Improvement, coral purchase, culvert, and drainage labor in lieu thereof. Item 2 of the amendment on page 5, line 5, delete Pigs to Dolonia Road overlay, 50,000, and insert Pohnpei Household Water System Improvement, 30,000 in lieu thereof. Item 3, page 5, line 10, delete Students Travel, 20,000, and insert Students Needs, 40,000 in lieu thereof.
Okay, there you have it. The relevant rules are still suspended up to this point. Okay, discussion on the offered floor amendments. If none, there's no objection. Debate is closed, so let's vote. Those in favor of adoption of the offer for amendments to CP 21-84 CD2, offered by Senator Christian, say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. The offered amendments are adopted. We now have CD3. You still have the floor, Senator Christian.
Mr. Speaker, in reviewing my other offered amendment, I find that it has been taken care of by the first one, so I'm good.
Okay, thank you for your help. Any further discussion on CD3? Discussion, draft 3, if none, if there's no objection. Debate is closed. Vice Chairman Romulo will cast the votes for Chuk. Okay, roll call of delegations. Chief Clerk.
State of Chuk, Chairman Romulo.
Yes.
State of Pohnpei, Chairman Perman.
Amen.
State of Koshai, Chairman Wali. State of Yap, Chairman Ursmal. Mr. Speaker, all the 4 states voted for.
For that reason, CP number 21-84 CD3 has passed Congress on second and final reading. Next bill.
Mr. Speaker, we have CP number 21-106 for second reading. CP number 21-106, it's a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 20-125 as amended by Public Laws numbers 20-135, 20-146, 20-157, 20-179, 20-189, 21-6, and 21-40 by amending Section 3 thereof to change the use of certain funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs for the people of the state of Koshai and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
Move for the passage of the bill on second and final reading.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading CP 21-106. Discussion.
Mr. Speaker,
Chairman Coleman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I have a floor amendment I wish to offer to the said bill. I believe copies of the written amendment already distributed to all our members, so I'll move that this amendment be adopted. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. We're still discussing the Bill 21-106. There is an offer for amendment to CP number 21-106 by Chairman Conman, which was seconded. The relevant rules are still suspended up to this point. Because of its length, we will dispense with its reading. Discussion. Any discussion on the offer for amendments? If none, there's no objection. Debate is closed, so let's vote. Those in favor of adoption of the offer for amendments to CP 21-106 offered by Chairman Conman, say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. The offer for amendments to CP 21-106 by Senator Conman are adopted. We now have C draft 1. Any further discussion on draft 1?
Speaker,
Chairman Ursimo?
I also have a proposed amendment that I wish to make on the bill. Has been printed and distributed, and it's not as long as the one offered by the good chairman of Environment. So, if you can, Mr. Speaker, direct the chief clerk to read the proposed amendment. Thank you.
Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. We're discussing, there is an offer for amendment to CP 21-106 CD1 offered by Chairman Ursumal, and because of its length, we will dispense with its reading. It's been written up and circulated so that will be inserted in the record. The relevant rules are still suspended up to this point, so discussion. Any discussion? If none, there's no objection, debate is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of adoption of the offer for amendments to CP 21-106 CD1 offered by Senator Ursumal, say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. The offered amendments are adopted. We now have draft 2. Any discussion on draft 2? If none, if there's no objection, debate is closed. Let's vote by roll call of delegations. Chief Clerk.
State of Chuuk, Chairman Romulo.
Yes.
State of Pohnpei, Chairman Perman. State of Kushai, Chairman Wali. State of Yap, Chairman Ursumal. Mr. Speaker, all the states, or 4 states, voted for.
For that reason, CP 21-106 CD2 has passed Congress on second and final reading. Next bill.
Mr. Speaker, we have CP number 21-108 for second reading. CP number 21-108. It's a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 19-10 as amended by Public Laws numbers 19-26, 19-42, 19-51, 19-56, 19-72, 19-78, 19-96, 19-132, 19-163, 20-3, 20-25, 20-58, 20-76, 20-116 and 21-29 by amending Section 6 thereof to change the allotee of funds previously appropriated therein for the purpose of funding public projects and social programs in the state of Kushai and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
So move.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading Bill number 21-108. Discussion. Any discussion? None. There's no objection. Debate is closed, so let's vote by roll call of delegations. Chief Clerk.
State of Chuuk, Chairman Romulo. State of
Yes.
Pohnpei, Chairman Perman. State of Kushai, Chairman Wali. State of Yap, Chairman Ursumal. Mr. Speaker, all the 4 states voted in favor.
For that reason, CP number 21-108 has passed Congress on second and final reading. Next bill.
Mr. Speaker, we have CP number 21-109 for second reading. CP number 21-109 is a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 20-60 as amended by Public Laws numbers 20-65, 20-75, 20-85, 20-97, and 20-150 by amending Section 5 thereof to change the use of funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs in the state of Chuuk and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that Congress pass the said bill on second and final reading.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading CP number 21-109. Discussion. Short recess, substitute call of the chair. Congress back in session. We're still discussing CP number 21-109. Floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have a written amendment which I believe is already duplicated and distributed to all honorable members. And I wish to state for the record that I offer it on behalf of our Speaker, Wesley Simina. And because of its shortness, I would like to ask Chief to read the amendment.
Okay, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, we have an amendment to CP number 21-109 offered by floor leader on your behalf. Item 1 on page 1, line 12, after the word programs, insert slash prior applications and delete 40,000 and insert 70,000 in lieu thereof. Item 2 of the amendment on page 2, line 4, delete the figure 15,000 and insert the figure 0 in lieu thereof. And item 3, page 2, line 5, delete the figure 15,000 and insert the figure 0 in lieu thereof.
So move, Mr. Speaker.
It's been moved and seconded that the offered four amendments to CB 21-109 be adopted. The relevant rules are still suspended up to this point. So discussion on the offered amendments. If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of adoption of the offer for amendments to 21-109 say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. The offered amendments are adopted. We have draft one. Okay, any
Point
further
of privilege,
discussion?
Mr. Speaker.
Yes. Chairman Coonan.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I would like to introduce two individuals, our constituents from this district. Nona Rufus and the Special Assistant to the Governor on Women Affairs, Joyas. Thank you.
Thank you for introducing our constituents. And what's Joya's title?
Special Assistant to the Governor of Women Affairs.
Women Affairs. Okay. Thank you. Floor Leader Harbour.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am finally given a list of names to introduce, but since many of them have already been introduced, so I will have to apologize to all of those who are observing our session this morning that I will not read their names anymore, but I'll just submit the list to our assistant journals, so it could be part of the journal. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Floor Leader. So be it. The list will be inserted in the today's journal. Okay. Any other point of privilege? If none, let's continue. Any other discussion on 21-109, CD1? If none, if there's no objection, discussion is closed. So, Chief Clerk, roll call of delegations.
State of Chuk, Chairman Romlo.
Yes.
State of Pohnpei, Chairman Perman. State of Koshai, Chairman Wali. State of Yap, Chairman Rusmal. Mr. Speaker, all the four states voted in favor.
CB number 21-109, CD1 has passed Congress on second and final reading. Next bill.
Mr. Speaker, we have CP number 21-110 for second reading. CP number 21-110 is a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 20-131 as amended by Public Laws numbers 20-154, 20-159, 20-172, 20-187, 21-3, 21-10, 21-38, and 21-51 by amending Section 12 thereof, to change the allotee of funds appropriated therein to fund capital improvement project for Faichuk Post Office and for other purposes.
Okay, Chairman Figueroa.
Move for the passage of the bill on second and final reading.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading CP number 21-110. Discussion. Any discussion?
Short recess, Speaker.
Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. We're still discussing 21-110. Any further discussion? If none, there's no objection. Debate is closed, so let's vote by roll call of delegations. Chief Clerk, call the roll.
State of Chuk, Chairman Romolo.
Yes.
State of Pohnpei, Chairman Perman. State of Koshai, Chairman Wali. State of Yap, Chairman Ursmal. Mr. Speaker, all the 4 states voted in favor.
Congressional Bill number 21-110 has passed Congress on second and final reading. Next bill.
Mr. Speaker, we have CB number 21-111 for second reading. CB number 21-111 is a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 19-152 as amended by Public Laws numbers 19-162, 20-8, 20-27, 20-118, and 21-23 by amending Section 3 thereof to change the use of certain funds previously appropriated therein for the purpose of funding public projects and social programs for the people of Kushai and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
Move for the passage of the bill on second and final reading.
Any second? It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading CB number 21-111. Discussion. Any discussion? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. Let's vote by roll call of delegations. Chief Clerk, call the roll.
State of Chuk, Chairman Romolo.
Yes.
State of Pohnpei, Chairman Perman. State of Koshai, Chairman Wali. State of Yap, Chairman Ursmal. Mr. Speaker, all the 4 states voted in favor.
CB number 21-111 has passed Congress on second and final reading. Next bill.
Mr. Speaker, we have CB number 21-112 or 112 for second reading. CB number 21-112. It's a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 20-151 as amended by Public Law number 20-165 by amending Section 1 thereof to change the use of funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs in the state of Chuk and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
So move.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading CB number 21-112. Discussion. Any discussion? If none, if there's no objection, debate is closed. Let's vote by roll call of delegations. Chief Clerk, call the roll.
State of Chuk, Chairman Romulo.
Yes.
State of Pohnpei, Chairman Perman. State of Kushai, Chairman Wali. State of Yap, Chairman Ursmal.
What's the vote?
Mr. Speaker, all the 4 states voted for.
Okay, for that reason, CP number 21-112 has passed Congress on second and final reading. Next bill.
Mr. Speaker, we have CB number 21-95, CD1 for second reading from your Committee on R&D. CB number 21-95, CD1. It's a bill for an act to further amend Title 37 of the Code of the Federated States of Micronesia as annotated and as amended by amending Section 1003 thereof as amended by Public Law Number 18-71 to provide that captive insurance licensing is under the authority of the Insurance Commissioner by enacting a new Section 1003A to provide that an application for captive insurance is deemed approved if the application is neither approved nor denied within 14 days of its receipt by the Commissioner, by amending Section 1008 thereof to provide that the payment of captive insurance company dividends is under the authority of the Insurance Commissioner and for other purposes.
Chairman Net,
Thank you, Speaker. I so move for the passage of the bill on second and final reading.
it's been moved and seconded that CP number 21-95, CT1, be passed on second and final reading. Discussion.
Speaker,
Short recess up to the call of the chair.
I thank you
writing
Okay?
prevents over.
Congress is back in session. We're still discussing Bill 21-95 CD1. Chairman Net.
Thank you, Speaker. I have an amendment that has been written up and distributed. I so move for its adoption.
Second. Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the offer for amendments to CB 21-95 CD1 be adopted, which is offered by Senator Ned. Because of its length, we will dispense with its reading, and the relevant rules are still suspended up to this point. Discussion on the offer for amendments. If none, there's no objection. Debate is closed. Let's vote. Those in favor of the offer for amendments to CB 21-95 CD1 offered by Senator Ned, say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. The offered floor amendments to CD1 are adopted. We now have CD2. Continue discussion on the bill.
Mr. Speaker,
Questions being called for. There is no objection. Debate is closed.
Speaker,
So,
Mr.
shorter,
Speaker,
yes, subject to call of the chair.
I thought we want
Congress is back in session. We're still in discussion of CB 21-95 CD2.
question.
Question again is called for. Is there any other? Because it is the second time. Okay, if there's no
Speaker,
objection.
Excuse
Yes?
me, we adopted the amendment by
Yes,
Chairman?
we already did. Yeah. So if no further discussion, debate is closed. Chief Clerk, call the roll.
State of Chuuk, Chairman Romulo.
Aye.
State of Pohnpei, Chairman Perman.
Amen.
State of Kushai, Chairman Wali.
Painfully, yes.
State of Yap, Chairman Usmal. Mr. Speaker, 3 states voted for, 1 against.
For that reason, CB number 21-95, CD2, has passed Congress on second and final reading. Next bill.
Mr. Speaker, we have CP number 21-114 for second reading. CP number 21-114. It's a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 21-43 as amended by Public Law number 21-54 by amending Section 6 thereof to change the allotment of funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs for the people of Pohnpei State and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
So move.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading CB number 21-114. Discussion. Any discussion? None. There's no objection. Debate is closed. So let's vote by roll call of delegations. Chief Clerk.
State of Chuk, Chairman Romulo.
Aye.
State of Pohnpei, Chairman Perman. State of Kushai, Chairman Wali. State of Yap, Chairman Usmal. Thank you. Mr. Speaker, all the 4 states voted for.
CB number 21-114 has passed Congress on second and final reading. Next bill.
Mr. Speaker, we have CB number 21-113 for second reading. CB number 21-113. This is a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 19-121 as amended by Public Laws numbers 19-130, 19-142, 19-145, 19-158, 20-9, 20-22, 20-51, 20-59, 20-70, 20-123, 20-162, 20-170, and 21-35 by amending sections 3 and 6 thereof to change the use and allotment of funds previously appropriated therein for the purpose of funding public projects and social programs for the people of the state of Kushai and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move the bill be passed on second and final reading.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading CP number 21-113. Discussion. Any discussion? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. So let's vote by roll call of delegations. Chief Clerk.
State of Chuk, Chairman Romulo.
Aye.
State of Pohnpei, Chairman Perman. State of Kushai, Chairman Wali. State of Yap, Chairman Usmal. Mr. Speaker, all the 4 states voted in favor.
CP number 21-113 has passed Congress on second and final reading. Next bill.
Mr. Speaker, we have CP number 21-103, which was moved to the end of the calendar earlier. CP number 21-103, it's a bill for an act to amend Public Law 20-95 as amended by Public Laws numbers 20-173 and 21-47 by amending Section 5 thereof to change the use of funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs for the people of Chuk State and for other purposes.
Okay, Chairman Figueroa.
So move.
Any second? So been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading CP number 21-103. Discussion. Discussion. Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. Okay, we're still discussing 21-103.
Speaker,
Yes, Chairman Roosevelt.
sorry for the delay, and I have an amendment on CB number 21 dash 103, if I may.
Second. It's moved and seconded that the offer for amendments to CB 21-103 offered by Chairman Roosevelt be adopted. Because of its length, we will dispense with its reading, and the relevant rules are still suspended up to this point. So discussion on the offered amendments. Any discussion? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of the offer for amendments to CB 21-103 offered by Chairman Roosevelt, say yes. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. The offered amendments are adopted. We now have draft 1. Any further discussion on draft 1? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed on the bill, CD1. So let's vote by roll call of delegations. Chief Clerk, call the
State
roll.
of Joke, Chairman Ronlo.
Aye.
State of Pohnpei, Chairman Perman.
Amen.
State of Koshai, Chairman Wali. State of Yap, Chairman Ursmal. Mr. Speaker, all the 4 states voted for.
CB number 21-103 has passed Congress on second and final reading. Next bill.
There are no more, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, any bill to withdraw, please? If none,
Mr.
there is
Speaker,
no objection.
point of privilege, Mr. Speaker.
Who's that? You're pointing.
Okay,
Okay,
thank
the privilege is recognized. Senator Palik.
It is so, Mr. Speaker. I rise on a point of privilege to also introduce a couple individuals for recognition. First, I would like to introduce Iromi Uten. Iromi, please stand. Iromi, we went to college together. She's our alma mater of Eastern Oregon. And I'm being biased here. Next, I would also like to introduce 2 former colleagues, Joe Eas, who used to work with me at Bank of FSM, and Lona Rufus. Lona? Last but not the least, Mr. Speaker, I'd also like to recognize Mars Acapito. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Palik, for the introduction. Any other, Senator Christian, you have the floor.
Speaker,
Okay, Chairman Coonan.
thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. You know, I'm not feeling good if I look out in the audience and I saw my good representatives, Johnny Robert and floor leader Danny Mersai. Please, let's give them a round of applause. And Mars Acapito is the director of the
True Conservation.
Conservation Society. Thank you.
You know, Chairman Coonan, you better tell your colleague sitting next to you from Machawechun to stop using his
Speaker,
lotion on you. Okay?
continue on the point of privilege. He asked me to say it on his behalf because we all penate to all these individuals. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Chairman Coonan. Any other point of privilege? If none, let's move on. Next item, Chief Clerk.
Item 19, resolution calendar.
Speaker,
Okay,
Mr. Speaker.
who's?
Mr. Speaker.
Oh, okay, Chairman Coonan.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I move to place two resolution, 21-91 and 21-92. So move, Mr. Speaker.
It's been moved and seconded that resolutions number 21-90 and 21-91 be withdrawn from committee and placed on the resolution calendar for action. Those in favor of the motion say yes. Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Speaker,
Resolution number 21-90 and 21-91 are now withdrawn from committee and placed on the resolution calendar for action.
Speaker.
Short recess subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. Correction, the resolutions that have been withdrawn and placed are 21-91 and 21-92. Okay.
Speaker.
Let the record reflect that. Chairman Berman.
Thank you, Speaker. I want to follow suit and motion to withdraw the following resolutions, 21-88 and 21-93. So move, Mr. Speaker.
It's also been moved and seconded that the following resolutions, 21-88 and 21-93, be withdrawn from committee and placed on the resolution calendar for action. Those in favor of that motion say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Said resolutions are withdrawn and placed on the resolution calendar for action.
Also,
Mr. Speaker,
Speaker,
Yes, Chairman Wally.
thank you. Also, I would like to withdraw and place 21-73 on today's resolution calendar for action.
It's also moved and seconded that resolution number 21-73 be withdrawn from committee and placed on the resolution calendar for action. Those in favor of that motion say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Resolution 21-73 is withdrawn from committee and placed on the resolution calendar for action. Okay, short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. Chairman Coleman.
thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I also wish to withdraw and place Congressional Resolution number 21-90 on calendar for action. Thank you. So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that resolution number 21-90 be withdrawn from committee and placed on the resolution calendar for action. Those in favor of that motion say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. So resolution number 21-90 is withdrawn from committee and placed on the resolution calendar for action. Chairman Ned.
Thank you, Speaker. I would like to withdraw and place on the calendar resolution number 2175 and 2180. So moved.
It's been moved and seconded that resolutions 21-75 and 21-80 be withdrawn from committee and placed on the resolution calendar for action. Those in favor of that motion say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Resolutions number 21-75 and 21-80 are withdrawn from committee and placed on the resolution calendar for action. Okay.
Short recess.
Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. We're still on the resolution calendar.
Speaker,
Chairman Permit.
thank you very much, Speaker. I also want to make a motion to place the following congressional resolutions. That's 21-74, 21-77, 21-84. These are nominees on board of MyCare, Social Security, and yes, MyCare and Social Security. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay,
So
any
moved.
second?
Second.
It's moved and seconded that the following resolutions, 74, 77, and 84 be withdrawn from committee and placed on the resolution calendar for action. Those in favor of that motion say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Those said resolutions are withdrawn from committee and placed on the resolution calendar for action. Any further short recess? Congress is back in session. We're still on the resolution calendar, so if there's no further resolution to withdraw and place, we will now begin with the first item on the resolution calendar. Chief Clerk.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, we have the first resolution.
I believe there's, under the resolution calendar, there's for reconsideration that deferred
Yes,
today.
well, that's the first item.
Okay, all right.
Continue,
Thank you.
Chief Clerk.
Okay, Mr. Speaker, we have the first resolution, which is CR number 21-82 for reconsideration. CR number 21-82 is a resolution to confirm the nomination of Mr. Joses R. Callen, Esquire, to serve as the Secretary of the Department of Justice of the Federated States of Micronesia.
Okay, short recess.
Yes. Is it?
Just to Congress is back in session. There is that motion for reconsideration of our action,
Speaker,
and it is not debatable.
yes.
Okay.
May I, Speaker?
Okay, short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. There is a motion for reconsideration. It will require the same number of votes for passage, and that's at least 10 votes, and by secret ballot.
Speaker,
Okay,
point of privilege.
state your point.
May I ask for short recess again?
Short recess. Congress is back in session. As I mentioned, this is a motion for reconsideration, and the same number of votes are required for passage. That is at least 10 votes, and it will be by secret ballot also. Okay, short recess. Pass out the ballot. Go back. Congress is back in session. Chief Clerk, announce the results.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. For reconsideration of CR number 21-82, 11 members voted for, 2 against.
For that reason, the motion for reconsideration is adopted by Congress. We will now move forward to the resolution itself. Chief Clerk.
So move for its adoption.
Oh, you already read the title? Okay, it's been moved that Congress adopt resolution number 21-82. Any second? Okay. Any discussion? Questions being called for. If there's no objection, debate is closed. So let's vote by secret ballot, and then at least 10 votes required. Short recess. Congress is back in session. Chief Clerk, announce the results.
For the adoption of CR number 21-82, 10 members voted for, 3 against.
For that reason, resolution number 21-82 is adopted by Congress. Mr. Joseph Collin is now confirmed as the Attorney General and
Mr. Speaker.
as Secretary of the Department of Justice.
Mr. Speaker,
Okay,
would the 3 people raise their hands? No, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
thank you, Senator Christian. Next resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The next resolution is CR number 21-89, attached to Standing Committee Report 21-35 for adoption. CR number 21-89 is a resolution to confirm the nomination of Mr. Ricky F. Cantero to serve as the Deputy Secretary of the Department of Foreign Affairs of the National Government of the Federated States of Micronesia.
Okay, Chairman Wally,
So move, Mr. Speaker.
any second? It's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 21-89. Discussion. Any discussion on this? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. This is another nomination. It requires at least 10 votes, and we will vote by secret ballot. Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. Chief Clerk, announce the result.
Mr. Speaker, for the adoption of CR number 21-89, 10 members voted for, 3 against.
For that reason, CB resolution number 21-89 is adopted by Congress. Mr. Ricky F. Candero is now confirmed as the Deputy Secretary for the Department of Foreign Affairs. Okay, next resolution.
The next resolution is CR number 21-91 for adoption. CR number 21-91 is a resolution approving and accepting a grant in the amount of $600,000 from the U.S. Department of Transportation to fund the Airport Improvement Program, or AIP, for the Chuk International Airport, including all the terms and conditions of the assistance.
Chairman Kuna.
Move for adoption of the said report.
Second.
Resolution.
It's been, any second? It's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 21-91. That's $600,000 to the airport here in Chuk. Okay. Discussion?
Short recess, Mr. Speaker.
Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. We're still discussing Resolution 21-91. Any further discussion? Questions be called for if there's no objection. Debate is closed, so let's vote. Those in favor of adoption of Resolution 21-91 say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Resolution 21-91 is adopted by Congress. Next.
The next resolution is CR number 21-92 for adoption. CR number 21-92 is a resolution approving and accepting a grant in the amount of $3,807,000 from the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration, or FAA, to provide funding for the Koshai International Airport project, including all the terms and conditions of the assistance.
Okay, Chairman Cullen.
Move for adopt state resolution number 21-92.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt Resolution number 21-92. Discussion. Any discussion? Questions be called for. If there's no objection, debate is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of Resolution number 21-92 say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Resolution 21-92 is adopted by Congress. Next.
The next resolution is CR number 21-88 for adoption. CR number 21-88 is a resolution approving and accepting a grant in the amount of $1 million from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration to fund and improve the mental health outcomes for children and youth, birth through age 21, with serious emotional disturbance and their families, including all the terms and conditions of the assistance.
So move,
Okay,
Mr. Speaker.
Chairman Berman, any second? It's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt Resolution number 21-88. Discussion. Any discussion?
Speaker.
Yes, Florida Harbor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just a minor question. I have to apologize to my chairman because I'm a member of his committee, but since there was no hearing on this, I have to ask this question. In the title and on line 9, there is a mention of and their families. What will be the families be benefited from the
Yeah,
grant?
why do we have that phrase, and their families?
I'm sorry, this is coming from the Department of Justice, so short recess, Speaker.
Short
On a serious
recess,
note.
take a call of the chair. Congress is back in session. We're still discussing 88.
Question.
Questions being called for. If there's no objection, debate is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of Resolution number 21-88 say yes. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Resolution number 21-88 is adopted by Congress. Next.
The next resolution is CR number 21-93 for adoption. CR number 21-93 is a resolution approving and accepting a grant in the amount of $33,356 from the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund to fund and support the 2019 National Youth Summit, including all the terms and conditions of the assistance.
Okay, Chairman Permit.
So move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 21-93. Discussion. Discussion? If none, if there's no objection, debate is closed. Let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of resolution number 21-93, say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Resolution number 21-93 is adopted by Congress. Next.
The next resolution is CR number 21-73 for adoption. CR number 21-73 is a resolution expressing the disappointment of the Congress of the Federated States of Micronesia with recent positions taken by friends and allies in international forums with respect to climate change.
Chairman Mullet.
So move.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 21-73. Discussion. Recess.
Miss,
This is back in session. We're still discussing resolution 21-73. Any further discussion? If questions we call for? There's no objection. Debate is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of adoption of 21-73 say yes. Opposed, no. Resolution 21-73 is adopted by Congress. Next.
The next resolution is CR number 21-90 for adoption. CR number 21-90 is a resolution approving and accepting a grant in the amount of $6 million from the Asian Development Bank, or the ADP, to improve the resilience of the FSM to disasters triggered by natural hazards, and also to provide a source of financing for timely disaster response and early recovery, including all the terms and conditions of the assistance.
Okay, Chairman Coleman.
So move for its adoption, Mr. Speaker.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 21-90. Discussion?
Speaker.
Yes?
Yes. May I ask
Yes.
the good chairman,
Chairman Berman?
can we buy soup with this money? To prepare us for in case of Mother Nature's.
Shortage is subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. We're still discussing 21-90. Any
Speaker.
further discussion? Questions being called for? Oh, did you? Okay, let's allow our good chairman.
So let's move back to recess then.
Where were you? Okay, short recess, subject to call of the chair.
But the
Just happened.
Congress is back in session. We're still discussing 21-90. Any further discussion? If none, there's no objection. Debate is closed. Let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of resolution number 21-90 say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Said resolution 21-90 is adopted by Congress. Next.
The next resolution is CR number 21-75 for adoption. CR number 21-75 is a resolution to confirm the nomination of Mr. Redley Killian to serve as a member of the Board of Directors of the Federated States of Micronesia Petroleum Corporation, representing the private sector.
Okay, Chairman Net.
Thank you, Speaker. I so move for the adoption of the resolution.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 21-75. I believe this is a renomination. Any discussion on it?
Speaker,
Yes, for leader.
yeah, just to enlighten myself, is Redley Killian going to represent private sector in Chuk or in the whole FSM?
I
The whole
believe it's in
FSM.
the FSM. Okay, any further discussion? If none, there's no objection. Debate is closed. This is another nomination, so at least 10 votes required, and we will vote by secret ballot. Short recess. Congress is back in session. Chief Clerk, announce the results.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, thank you for the adoption of CR number 21-75. 12 members voted for, 1 against, sorry.
Okay, for that reason, Resolution 21-75 is adopted by Congress. Mr. Redley Killian is confirmed as a member of the Board of Directors of Petrocor. Okay, next resolution.
The next resolution is CR number 21-80 for adoption. CR number 21-80 is a resolution to confirm the nomination of Mr. Peter Caramfo to serve as a member of the Board of Directors of the Federated States of Micronesia Petroleum Corporation, representing the private sector.
Okay, Chairman Ned.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Again, I move for the adoption of the report.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 21-80. Discussion. Any discussion? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. So this is another nomination. We'll have to vote by secret ballot. At least 10 votes required. Short recess. Announce the result.
For the adoption of CR number 21-80, 11 members voted for, 2 against.
For that reason, resolution number 21-80 is adopted by Congress. Mr. Peter Caramafel is concerned as a member of the Board of Directors of the Petrocor, FSM Petrocor. Okay, next resolution.
The next resolution is CR number 21-74 for adoption. CR number 21-74 is a resolution to confirm the nomination of Mr. Kind Canto to serve as a member of the Board of Directors of MyCare, representing the state of Chuk.
So moved,
Okay,
Mr.
Chairman
Speaker.
Permit.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 21-74. Discussion.
Question.
Questions being called for. If there's no objection, debate is closed. This is another nomination. It will require at least 10 votes for adoption, and we will vote by secret ballot. Short recess. Congress back in session. Chief Clerk, announce the result.
For the adoption of CR number 21-74, 12 members voted for, 1 against.
Okay. For that reason, resolution number 21-74 is adopted. Mr. Kando is confirmed to serve on the Board of Directors of MyCare. Okay. Next resolution.
The next resolution is CR number 21-77 for adoption. CR number 21-77 is a resolution to confirm the nomination of Mr. Arthur Nena to serve as a board member of the MyCare Board of Directors, representing the state of Koshai.
So
Okay,
move,
Chairman,
Mr. Speaker.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 21-77. Discussion.
Question.
Short recess. Back in session. There's a motion to close debate. There is no objection. Debate is closed, so let's vote. This is another nomination. 10 votes required for adoption, and we will vote by secret ballot. Short recess. Congress is back in session. Chief Clerk, announce the result.
For the adoption of CR number 21-77, 11 members voted for, 2 against.
For that reason, resolution number 21-77 is adopted by Congress. The Honorable R.D. Chinela, Lieutenant Governor of Koshai, is confirmed to serve on the MyCare Board of Directors. Okay. Next
Point of
resolution.
privilege, Mr. Speaker.
Go ahead, Flores, state your point.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise on a point of privilege to express my congratulations to the negative votes all the time for their being so strong, persistent, and consistent in what they're doing. Thank you.
I don't know why you're thanking them. We should scold them, or scold him, or, yeah. Anyway, next resolution.
The next resolution is CR number 21-84 for adoption. CR number 21-84 is a resolution to confirm the nomination of Mr. Nakama Sana to serve as a board member of the Federated States of Micronesia Social Security Board of Directors representing Chuk State.
Okay, Chairman Berman.
So move, Mr. Speaker.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 21-84. Discussion? Any discussion? Questions being called for? There's no objection. Debate is closed. So this is another nomination, and we will have to vote by secret ballot. At least 10 votes required for adoption. Short recess. Congress is back in session. Announce the result, Chief Clerk.
For the adoption of CR number 21-84, 11 members voted for, 2 against.
Okay, for that reason, the resolution 21-84 is adopted by Congress. Mr. Nakama Sana is confirmed to serve as member of the Social Security Board of Directors. Okay, next resolution.
Thank you, my two heroes.
There are no more resolutions, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. Chief Clerk, next item. If there's no more business under resolution calendar.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, the next item is item 20, introduction of bills and resolutions.
Okay, if you have any measure to introduce, pass them on to Chief Clerk for introduction. Next item.
Next item is item 21, miscellaneous communications. None,
Okay.
Mr. Speaker.
All right, next item.
The next item is miscellaneous business, item 22.
You have any miscellaneous business?
Speaker?
Chairman Berman, first.
Yeah, thank you very much, Speaker. Speaker, on behalf of the Pompey delegation and our citizens from the state of Pohnpei that visited this island with the great hospitality, the food, the drinks, the people, till today. And I guess today we also made history. If you look at all the nominees that came up, none was defeated. So I guess the spirit of Christmas is with us all. On our behalf, thank you, Mr. Speaker, members, and all the people of Chuk for your hospitality. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Chairman Berman, for the kind words on behalf of the Pohnpei delegation. The people of Chuk actually appreciate your spending your per diem in Chuk, or more than your per diem. So we appreciate that very much.
Mr. Speaker.
Senator Christian, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to return just for a minute to the AIP program, because in fact it is one of the programs that contribute to our economic development by keeping our airports open, good and available. But while we count those blessings, we must also again want to know from the United States through our executive branch what is happening with the airspace revenue that the United States collect on behalf of the FSM from airlines that transit through our airspace. So that would be, even if it remains with the United States because they do our airports, it would be nice to know how much money is collected annually from the airlines. And I join my Chairman Perman in thanking the people of Chuk, Kiriso Chabur, Emi Menisin, John Chuk.
Thank you very much, Senator Christian. We appreciate that statement, joining Chairman Berman, and of course, we're always grateful that we're together in one place to do business on behalf of our nation. You have something, Vice Speaker Moses, it's your turn.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good afternoon to you and members. I just wanted to take this time and opportunity to thank the Chuk State leadership for availing their facilities to us for this special session that we decided. So my thanks goes to the Governor, Lieutenant Governor, and the leadership of the House and Senate and the members of the Chuk State Legislature. I also wanted to express my gratitude to our own staff. The way they prepared everything for this session is amazing. Moving everything from Pohnpei to here, and also having smooth sessions every day. So I just want to thank our staff for their work. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Vice Speaker Moses. Yes, we're very thankful to the Chuk leadership, because without their assistance, this session, third special session, would not happen as it is. And of course, to our staff, we are grateful, because leading up to the beginning of the sessions, I've been having nightmares just trying to figure out how the session would proceed, because there were so many different kind of challenges, logistic-wise, and even work of our own staff. So we're grateful to them for rising up to the challenge, and of course, the motivation was there. There are so many moo-moos and uros around, so they were really active in working, and so many parties too, that it kind of motivated them to really go out and do their jobs well. So we thank them for that. Okay,
Speaker.
Floor Leader Harbert.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to take this time to express my appreciation to you and the Vice Speaker for saying or expressing what need to be said on our behalf, the presiders, as well as everybody here, and especially our appreciation to our own staff, as you two mentioned, and all the members who have contributed a lot to the success of our session this 10 days. And, Mr. Speaker, if I may not be out of order, I move that all the journals for our session from the day one to the last day today would be reviewed and approved by the presiders after being compiled thoroughly and smoothly by the appropriate staff of this 21st Congress. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
It's been moved and seconded that the records and journals of our sessions from day one to the last day be reviewed and edited, corrected by the presiding officers when we're off session. And those in favor of that motion say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. So be it. Senator Christian, you have something else?
Yes, something that I think I need to say is we've thanked Chuk, the leadership. I take this opportunity to thank the members of Congress for your generosity of thought, your generosity of being able to compromise your convictions so that we could move forward with the nominations that was given to us to take care of at this session. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator Christian. Indeed, I join you, for me to strongly extend to all members my appreciation for making this a productive and smooth session. If it weren't for your cooperation and your understanding, and in some cases foregoing your convictions, I think we would not have a very productive and smooth session. So thank you, Senator Christians, for raising that. Okay, any other miscellaneous business? Chairman Romulo.
Thank you, Speaker. I join the previous speakers in thanking the leadership and everybody who have take part in this special session. And I wish to also thank the people of Chuk who have come in from day one until today to observe the work of Congress, especially for those who have that opportunity to go to Pohnpei and observe the session of Congress and have the opportunity now that we have this session here. So I would like to thank them for availing time to come every day to listen in and to see how Congress act in the chamber. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairman Romulo. Yes, indeed, that's true. Okay, Chairman Wallet.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I, like the other speakers before me, would like to thank you, the presiding officers, and the people of Chuk for the hospitality and warm welcome that the Korea delegation experienced over our stay here in Chuk. We are very jealous of Chuk for hosting this session, a special session, and we hope that the next one or the one down the road will be held in Korea also. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman Wale, for inviting Congress on behalf of your delegation and the state of Korea that we do it. We will, as I mentioned in my opening remarks, we intend to continue what we're doing to be closer to our people and our states, so we know what's going on with our people and our states, the challenges, unique to each region of our nation. And barring any kind of difficulty or any impediments financially or otherwise, we will seriously look into that. So thank you very much. Okay, Chairman Ursumal.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. As a regular attendee of APPF and now beginning to be a participant of IPU, it's a practice by those organizations, especially APPF, to adopt resolutions at the end, toward the end of the activities, thanking the host state or the host country. I had hoped that all of these thank you would be in a form of a resolution so we can all attach ourselves to it. As we say in Ifiluk, as we get ready to depart from the shore of Wena and especially Chuk State, we hope that any and all things that we may have said, that we may have done, that we may have whatever, be washed with the rain. And we leave here only good feelings and appreciation for all the preparations that have been made to accommodate this special session, including our thank you to the young girls and boys who have been very active in helping our session from day one, including the workshop hosted by UNTP. I had planned to visit Xavier High School. Unfortunately, I didn't go visit, but my heart is still over there, and I congratulate them. A belated one. Today is December 4th, but yesterday was Xavier Day, and I recall my younger days, we used to do a lot of running and competitions, and I think I was a little bit faster than my good friend here. But the session have been very good, as stated by all of us, and I think the leadership and everybody that have in one way or another contributed to the success of this session, especially those from Chuk. I came here a little bit skinny, especially the midsection, but with all these receptions in the evening and all this good food here, I've gained, I believe, maybe 5 or 10 pounds. My only disappointment for this entire stay here in Chuk is having difficulty finding fish and coconut. I thought here, instead of serving this bottled water, we would be served coconut and people would be, but I can tell that perhaps maybe the project in Tonowas had contributed to lack of drinking coconut. I also wish to take this opportunity to express my regret to the good people of Southern Lamonias and the good senator from representing that region, as I have a special attachment to Tonowas because of personal reasons. So with that, I thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank all of you, and congratulate to all the those that have garnered enough supports to be considered secretaries. And I hope that the next 4 years will be productive. I will, in my own capacity as a member of the 21st Congress, make sure that you come and you account and you share successful stories about your department. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman Ursumal. I'm surprised that you didn't visit those two areas, places where you have personal affinity, especially Xavier High School and the the Tolowas municipality. I will tell Deputy Mayor Tolowas that you didn't want to visit him. And of course, the Xavier students themselves know that you're here because they came down and observed the session. But yes, it's true. Even good parties will come to an end, and I think we have been partying the entire time we're here, but we're also doing a lot of work. And I thank you, Chairman Ursumal, and the other members of Congress for, in the spirit of cooperation and working together, we've been able to achieve quite a lot in this short 10 days that we're in session. Any other miscellaneous business? If not, just an announcement before we go down to announcement. We have another party, I'm afraid to say. We have another dinner party this evening that's hosted by my wife and I. So I would ask all members, all staff, all officials of the Chuk State leadership and Chuk State government, if they can participate, please come and join. It will be at the Blue Lagoon Resort. Sakao starts at 4:30 and the dinner around 6. So please come so we can observe or watch the sunset if there's no rain. Okay, and if there's no further, any announcement, Chairman Wale?
Thank you, Speaker. No announcement.
Chairman Figure? Chairman Ned? Chairman Berman?
No announcement.
Chairman Romulo? Vice Chairman Christian? Yes, I know he left, that's why I'm keeping it to him. No announcement, okay. Chairman Coleman? Chairman Ursumal? Do you know what you just said? You mean you're not here? Okay, thank you. Vice Speaker Moses, you have any announcement? Okay. Vice Chairman Palik? Announcement, okay. For leader, you have any announcement? Then your motion for Sanidad.
Thank you, Speaker. No announcement, and I move that our third special session is now adjourned sine die.
Any second? It's been moved and seconded that our third special session will now be adjourned sine die. Those in favor of that motion say yes. Opposed, no. May we all rise? Pursuant to that motion, I hereby declare the third special session of the 21st Congress adjourned sine die.